have the van all taped up. I'm pretty sure it's taped up as good as it's gonna get, so let's spray some of this. This is like a truck bed lining coat thing. It's pretty nice. All right, that's looking pretty good in my opinion. I started a little strong at first. Kind of made it a little thick right here. I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, there you go. That's better. So you can see it's a little thick right there. But once I get another can, because I ran out, once I get another can, I'm gonna go over it again probably. Maybe not though, because I feel like once it dries it might look okay, because that's the only spot and it's on the side. Everything else looks pretty good. You can see there's like, I was getting used to it and it's a little thick there too, but we'll see when it dries. Let's check in on Kaylee. How you doing over here?
Fantastic.
So that's the top, the countertop. It opens up. We'll show you that in a little bit. This is the top of it as well on its side. So it goes on top and then it opens up so that when it's in here, it'll be right here. The countertop will extend out right here and it'll have extra countertop space. So that's what we're working on right now. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna work on is putting some trim up here. Nice little corner piece, should hide the seam real nice. Not sure how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna add a small bead. I think I'm gonna add a small bead of caulking up there and then stick this up there and then add some like tape to hold it up so that it doesn't like fall or anything. I'm not sure how people keep it up. I'm thinking that the caulking will be strong enough to hold it on its own, but this is my first time doing this, so we'll find out. Ah, shit. Okay, so the first one I did looks like shit. I caulked it first and then tried to run it. I have a nail gun. I should have done that first because we did this side with a nail gun and it's better, and then we can do the caulking after to like make it look nicer. So hopefully I could fix this side by cleaning it up somehow, but for now it looks worse than it was before.
Okay, so like we said, this is a temporary build. And when we threw these walls up, we made massive connection mistakes. So the lines were really crazy and we figured, oh, we'll just trim it up. Well, our trim isn't, it looks great to me, but it's definitely...
It looks better. It doesn't look great. It looks better.
Yeah,
definitely better.
It looks a lot better than the cracks that were there to begin with. And I'm happy with it. I'm happy the way the trim's coming out. It's not perfect, but nothing in this van is perfect. So just know that if you're doing it, your heart and soul went into it, and that's what matters. These are the cracks, how they were before. And now we have these trim that hides the cracks. And for example, right here, we're having some more connection issues. That's not what matters, you guys. What matters is there isn't these big gaps. They're gonna be covered. I'm very proud of how it's turning out. We got the trim all around the ceilings. We got trim halfway connecting the walls. And now we just need to cover these lines. But, like always, we don't get enough stuff. So we have to make another Home Depot run to go get one more bar of trim. Always get more than you need. You can return it later, folks.
Alright, so sticking with the theme of this van, like she says, nothing's perfect. Look at that little spot, just one spot. And slight, like, I mean, those thick spots I was talking about earlier actually didn't end up staying. They went away and blended right in. So it looks brand new. Looks brand spanking new. So my camera was overheating when I was painting, so I didn't film this, but added all that. It's a little bit crooked, obviously, but I mean, it covers up those like hideous lines. We're gonna add some more caulking to fill the space and then really just like clean it up. It looks a lot better, obviously. Better than it did before. All that stuff you see is dirt. We're gonna clean it up soon. No point right now. Basically just covers the seams, but there's parts like this. Okay, sorry, I had to turn the mic around. So yeah, there's parts like this that I think are really ugly looking, but I mean, what can you do? This is all just temporary, just to look somewhat nice before we go out and travel in it. Like we were saying in the beginning, it's not supposed to be perfect. It's just to hide some things, you know, like that line there. Looks a lot better in my opinion. Still have one more to go, and I need to caulk that up there to stay. It stays nicely, but obviously it'll fall down if there's like some rattles. We're gonna paint over these like glue marks. It looks like rust, but it's just glue. They glued like the upholstery to it. And then we gotta figure out this part here. As you can see, it's like kind of off because there was nothing to attach it to. All right guys, it's been like a few hours. I couldn't film because usually if I'm doing caulking, Kaylee would help me, but she's doing that. We're really trying to get this done, so sorry if we weren't filming a lot of it, but we caulked everything and it looks a lot better. It's drying right now and there's still, I'm learning. This is like the beginning, some of these spots, but I sealed pretty much all the edges and it looks so much nicer. It fixes everything, and then I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go over like some of the spots that are, you know, really ugly, or you know, just not have enough or something, or where it needs to be like kind of more leveled out. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do or not. If you're someone who knows this kind of stuff, please comment below and let me know if I'm doing it right or wrong. Probably wrong, but that's okay. Okay, so the next thing that we gotta do is cut the hole out for, this is the best way that I can explain it. This is what was in the sewing kit, the sewing table already, so the sewing machine can stick out of it. We're using this as a template to make the shape this way, and then I'm gonna cut my own hole, the shape of our plastic sink that we got. That's once again all temporary. And when I say temporary, it's probably like a year, maybe less, depends how much money we can make this year, but at least a year. So we're trying to make it look nice enough to live in for a year, because a year is a long time. It does happen fast, but it won't be fast if you got an ugly house to look at. So Kaylee's dad's arrived with the jigsaw. I've been cutting everything by hand, but now we have the jigsaw, so I'm gonna cut the hole first into my little plywood and then cut the shape out. So hopefully everything fits. Not the best at cutting or caulking or building, so.
Okay guys, safety first. I'm sure you saw us try to cut this and we had to stop right away. Albert got a wood chip right in his eyeball. Safety goggles, you gotta be safe, kids.
All right guys, look at this eyeball. It's probably too dark to tell, but it's red. A little chip, a little chip. Notice now that I am wearing safety glasses. It's because I learned my lesson the hard way. I almost lost an eye, okay? That took a lot of cutting it, putting it in, cutting it, putting it in, putting it, but it fits in pretty nice. We made it so that it can pop in and out pretty easy. The first couple times it was a little rough, but now I feel like it's in there snug, and if we need to take it out, we can take it out, which we're building one like this and then another one that's just flat, just so we can have just extra counter space for when we're not washing. Maybe if we're just cooking at the moment, we can have extra counter space since we're limited on that right now, so.